Hi everyone, and welcome to Creative Chelsea. Today we're going to be making this cute Christmas card, and we're going to be using the flowers from the beautiful friendship stamp set. Now this normally is not a Christmas stamp set, and so I wanted to show you how you can turn a floral set like this one into a Christmas card. We're also going to be using the buffalo check for the background to give it some texture. We will also be using a sentiment from the Peaceful Boughs stamp set, Season Greetings. And you could use any Christmas sentiment for this card. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to stamp in the buffalo check on some pool party cardstock. Now the buffalo check is one of the stamp sets that I really like to use the Stamparatus for, because it stays in place and I can line it up and get it going the right direction, because you don't want it off-centered. Excuse me. So we're going to use Pool Party ink on Pool Party cardstock and just ink it up. All right, so I'm not going to use the magnets for this because I'm hoping I can just do it one time, and because there's not quite enough space for the magnets to sit. I've already lined up my stamp so I know where it should be, and just give it some good pressure all around. There we go. And now let's do the stamping of the flowers. So for that, I've got another piece of white cardstock, and this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And so we will be trimming it down, but the reason we decided to do the 4 1/4 is because on my original card, the leaves are coming off. And I really like my cards to not come off so that they fit nicely in envelopes. So that's our guide. So we know that we can't go any wider than that. So I am using an oval, stitched oval from the Dies Stitched Shapes framelits. And so I'm going to go ahead and center this. And then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace the inside shape. Now it's going to be covered by this sentiment, so we don't really need to worry about that pencil line. That's just going to give us a border so that we know where to put our flowers. And the only thing you do want to make sure is that it's centered on these sides. So we're going to be using Poppy Parade for our red. So go ahead and grab that and your flowers. So let's start with the double flower. I'm just going to put that in a couple places. And I did do some that are stamped on, and then without inking, I went ahead and stamped it again, just to kind of give a variation of the ink color. Let's do one more. Maybe right here. And right there. Okay. So the nice thing about this is that every time you stamp this card, this wreath of flowers is going to look different. We'll put one here, and then one up here. Okay, so we've done our flowers. And now to our leaves, and we're using Call Me Clover And we've got both sets of leaves. We have a double leaf and a triple leaf. So let's start with the triple leaf. And kind of the same idea. You're going to stamp it in one, and then without inking, stamp it again. It's kind of tricky to find a good spot for those leaves. Okay, and then go to the double leaf. Oh, I inked it. That's okay. I might add some poking out a little higher. All right, so now what we're going to do is take a pair of paper snips and we're just going to cut around the edge, the outside edge of our flowers and our leaves. And you can do this like right up to the image if you like, or you can leave a little bit of a border. I like to leave a little bit of white space, and the reason for that is so that it doesn't have to be perfect. I can kind of generalize the shape or simplify it and kind of just quickly cut this wreath of flowers out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is let's punch our flag. So I'm using black, and that's just to kind of ground it and kind of tie in the black of the greeting. But you could use any color, you know, you could try the Poppy Parade or the Call Me Clover, or even white if you'd like. So I'm using the triple banner punch, and this was 2 inches by 5.5. And now let's do our greeting. So I've got a scrap piece of paper and the oval die. There it is. I'm just going to go ahead and, let's see, it probably fits better at an angle. So I'm going to stamp first and then I'll cut it out. And I'm just using some black ink. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my Big Shot and cut this out. Okay, so I've cut that out, and I just love that stitched look around the edge. I think it's so pretty. So now we can assemble our card. We've got our card base, and I'm using a thick white card base, and we're going to add the buffalo check. Now this is a larger piece, so I'm going to cut that down. So I am using the new Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, and it is now available to customers, and I really love it. So if you are in need of a new paper trimmer, go and get it. So I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch on each side, or I guess on each, the length and the width. And then that just gets centered. And I'm going to glue it with some liquid glue. And then I like to use a bone folder just to kind of help smooth out that glue underneath. Once that's down, you can add the flag or banner shape to the center. You can use snail or liquid glue. And you just want to make that sure that's evenly spaced. So you can use your grid paper and make sure you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, an inch on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. There's an inch. So we're about centered. Okay, the next thing is our flowers go down, and we've got that popped with some dimensionals. So kind of figure out which direction you want your flowers to be. And then get some dimensionals and put them on the back. Okay, and then when you put this down, just make sure that you've got that edge. You're not going over the edge too much. And you want your oval to be straight. And you do want it on the top half of your card. So not right in the middle, closer to the top. And then this just goes on top with some dimensionals. And that just covers that line of pencil. Make sure it is centered and straight. And then the last thing we're going to do is add some bling. And we're going to use the basic adhesive backed sequins. And I'm using the white ones. So they have all these beautiful pastel colors. And I'm going to get the white ones and use my pickup tool and just put 6 of these down. We're going to put 3 kind of in a triangle shape at the top, and then 3 at the bottom left, kind of in a similar triangle shape. All right, so that was a quick and beautiful Christmas card using a floral set instead of a Christmas set. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Visit creativechelsea.com for a free tutorial of this project and to purchase the supplies needed. Have a creative day. Bye.